is happening, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome on in. It has been too long since we have talked about our basketball team here in Philadelphia. There's been so much excitement, and as I take off my blue light glasses here, as there's been so much excitement throughout the city about not only the summer sports with the Phillies heading into a red October, and of course the Philadelphians just dominating the sport of soccer in America, and of course the Eagles have so much excitement. Howie Roseman has put together such a great team, and there's so much buzz around the Birds. We've all kind of forgotten about the Sixers, and it's unfortunate because there are some expectations again with the Sixers. This is nothing new to these guys over the last 5 or 6 seasons, but when you look at this basketball team, they are a legitimate contender for the finals yet again, and they have added some pieces that this team has never really had when you look at overall great defense and just some depth and veteran leadership and just some grit, toughness, and I feel like the Sixers have added that. Today we're going to obviously talk about the brand new signing. We're talking about what's been going on in Eurobasket, but real quick, I want to thank you guys for tuning on in. I really do appreciate it. If you guys do enjoy this content, just do me a solid. Hit that like button. Truly would mean the world to me. Subscribe to the channel for more Philly sports. We talk about this all the damn time. And of course, hang out. Let's talk some sports. Throw your comments down in the comment section below. But I want to start this off by talking about the signing that went official, was it on Monday or Tuesday? Montrez Harrell, backup center, power forward. I would assume that in today's day and age, and in his age as well, he would be in here as some type of a backup center to Joel Embiid. And you bring him here for a 2-year, $5.2 million deal. I thought that was really good. I'm sorry, $5.2 a season dollar deal. I thought that was a pretty good deal considering the fact that one thing I look into next year is obviously one of the biggest keys to this basketball team is the health, and a lot of people have been talking about, oh, well, Daryl's just bringing over the Houston Rockets here, and although, yes, I know that James Harden is here, and I do know that P.J. Tucker is here, and Daniel House, and I guess if you want to throw Queen in there as well, and now you add on Montrez Harrell, the one thing those Rockets team didn't have was an all-star center in Joel Embiid, and that is the main difference, but the past couple seasons, one of the main reasons why this team has failed in the playoffs, not just talking about Ben Simmons and his failures, but one of the main reasons that we have failed in the playoffs is because of the health of Joel Embiid. Not being able to play at 100% in big basketball games has really hurt this team. Now, look, I still feel if Joel Embiid does go down this year, you are still in a bad spot. However, though, I do feel if Joel Embiid were to go down this year, we have better depth now that would put us in a better situation that we don't have to worry about Joel Embiid missing significant amount of time per se. So I feel that the way I look at this deal, Montrez Harrell is an absolute upgrade to DeAndre Jordan. And to me, that is the big key. Now, what else does Montrez Harrell bring? Obviously, some veteran leadership. Has experience of playing with Doc Rivers and Sam Cassell, as he was part of the Clippers team as well. So that definitely helps. Bringing some veteran leadership helps as well. But he brings that edge that we constantly keep talking about. He's a tough mother effer, right? He's not going to take any crap. He fights for those boards. He's just he's another doll who hasn't been in a good situation to win. It didn't work out in LA with both the Clippers or the Lakers. It didn't work out. Or I guess it did work out with the Clippers, kind of. But it didn't work out with the Lakers. It didn't work out with the Hornets. It didn't work out with the Wizards. And now he's coming here to Philadelphia. And I do think you're able to get him on this deal because of his trial that he was going through. Now, this is why you were able to get him at that point. But I really love the fact that you bring on another guy who can play defense and can bring some toughness and is another great veteran leader. And I look at this locker room, and there's just so many great voices, so many dogs that are going to just push one another. I'm not saying it wasn't there last year, but it is definitely a much better situation this year having a Montrez Harrell. Now, I do understand a lot of people are concerned, and obviously, the B-Ball Paul fan club is a real thing, and it's pretty legit, and it's pretty damn big. And when I'm looking at it, I think that B-Ball Paul's role, again, is going to be similar to last year. I do think that there is some value with B-Ball Paul, and I think when you look at it, I think the Sixers are going to be looking at B-Ball Paul as a guy in situations. He's going to be a situational type of player. He's a guy, I think defensively he does bring something now. I do think that going up against Bam Adebayo in the playoffs definitely helped for his experience. And so I think that's going to be a value heading into this year. But I just don't know if his offensive game is as polished. I've even seen people tell me that he should be getting more time at the 4, and I'm thinking to myself, you can't really stretch the cord out too much. And like, you need to be able to do that in order to play as a 4 regularly. So I'm looking at him more as a defensive situation guy, defensive substitution guy. Maybe playing some 5 as a backup if you want to run a little more smaller ball. Obviously, B-Ball Paul can run. I do think that B-Ball Paul's good on the wings as well. He's a really good defender when it comes to the wings. But, I mean, when I'm looking at this, obviously your 5 and your 4 in the starting lineup are going to be Joel Embiid and Tobias Harris. Then you're going to have guys like P.J. Tucker, who I'm sure is going to be used all over the goddamn court. Probably not as a guard, but you guys get the picture. As far as the front court goes, you're going to see him a lot. He's still at 37 years old. Is still a dynamic winger. He still gets the threes. But may I remind you guys, the most important part of these signings, this team has been an atrocious rebounding team. You just look at it, they've been an absolute atrocious. You add in P.J. Tucker, you're adding Montrez Harrell. These are guys who know how to get the damn boards. And it's going to be really big. That was one of our flaws last year. When you got P.J. Tucker in the span of an offensive possession for the Miami Heat, getting 3 offensive boards, that kills you. That absolutely kills you. And now you get to have that here. And you tacked on with Montrez Harrell. You still got Georges Niang, who can provide some stretchability as well. You still have Charles Bassey. I don't know what the future holds for him. But you do have some options and some stuff to kind of play with here for Doc Rivers as he goes. But I think Montrezl Harrell adds on to it. I'm so excited to watch just these guys just brawl out. And again, this adds on to I just want to see the playoffs. Like, I don't care about the regular season. I just want to see the playoffs. I just want to see what these guys are able to do. But I absolutely love this move. And I'm low-key excited for the Sixers season. Obviously, when I look at the winter time, the Flyers may not provide us much of anything, so we're really going to have the Eagles and the Sixers yet again. So we're hoping that continues on. But, I mean, this roster is pretty damn good. I thought that overall, when healthy, this roster is pretty good because I felt like 1 through 6, you are pretty good. And let's not forget, we also did add DeAnthony Melton, who I think is going to have a breakout year. We're all hoping that Tyrese Maxey takes the next step into his game. We all hope James Harden can be consistent, can stay in shape. He obviously looks ripped, but we're going to have to wait until the season. I think when I look at this basketball team, most of the pressure, if I'm being honest, is on Tyrese Maxey. I hear a lot is on James Harden, a lot is on Joel Embiid, but Harden and Embiid are proven commodities. Tyrese Maxey is still making a name for himself. I know what kind of year he had last year, but that was 1 year. All right, in the expectation is that this team is going to be in the finals. If he doesn't take another step in his game, they're not going to do that. I really do believe that. I think a lot of the pressure is on Tyrese Maxey. James Harden, look, for myself, if James Harden is giving you 20 and 12, 20 points and 12 assists, like, that's to me what I'm expecting from him. To provide offense, he's not a 30-plus scorer anymore. Consistently, I don't think he's that. And I don't think we need that either. But if he can give us 20, 10, 20, 15, 25, and 50, something around those lines, then we're good. And Tyrese Maxey provides a lot of the scoring as that combo guard. He's the one who should be averaging around 30 points. And that's the way we look at it. Obviously, Joel Embiid is going to do his thing. But more importantly for Joel Embiid, it's about staying healthy. What do we just discuss? Look, you got better if Joel Embiid goes down. But if Joel Embiid goes down, you're still screwed. So that's something that we do need to ensure and make sure that we are in a better spot heading into next year. But overall, I freaking love this team. You still got Shake Milton. Like I mentioned, you still got Georges Niang. You got Queen House, guys who really going to try to make a name for themselves. But from 1 through 15, you got bodies, you got dogs, you got guys who are going to want to compete. You got guys who are hungry for a chip or another chip. And it's going to be exciting to watch. I'm excited for Sixers basketball. What got me even more excited was the birth of Bash Brother number 4. I mean, we just talked about the toughness of this basketball team. And you think about P.J. Tucker, you think about Montrez Harrell, you think about, I didn't even mention Matisse Thybulle, who seems to be improving as well. We saw the video of him with the handles. You know, he needs to improve upon what happened at the end of last year. He needs to put the vaccination stuff behind him, but he adds to it. P.J. Tucker, Montrez Harrell, Joel Embiid. I guess George's Nia you can throw in there as well. But now you got to add Furkan Korkmaz. How about Furkan Korkmaz in an absolute crazy situation? Look, Euro basketball is a lot like South American soccer. All right? There's just certain things you cannot explain, certain things you just don't see here in America. But he's over there, Furkan's over there playing in the Euro 22s with Turkey. He's going up against Georgia, not the state, the country, people. Go get a freaking globe or a map. But anyways, he's going up against Georgia. It's a chippy game. From my understanding, it's a little bit of a rivalry out there in Europe. And you got a player from Georgia getting in with Furkan Korkmaz, fouling him like crazy. And this is in Georgia. And Furkan had enough. Gets right in his face. We're talking forehead to freaking forehead. Furky's channeling his inner Broad Street bully. And then he gets ejected from the game. And then what ensued was absolutely what I've heard before. You got fans coming at him. You got police coming at him. He was literally fighting for his life. It was an absolute street brawl that was going on. Now, look, I know a lot of people wanted to kind of translate this into the basketball court. I don't know how much this will exactly translate to the basketball court. But what I will say, Furkan Korkmaz, the moment he arrived in Philadelphia, is not the same Furkan Korkmaz right now in 2022. This guy is a little bit tougher. This guy has gone through a lot with this basketball team. The consistency still is a problem with him, and that's the reason why I don't see a lot of minutes from him. But you do like seeing that. Now, you are thankful more than anything that he's okay, because that's obviously was my concern. But, man, Furkan Korkmaz, we got another Bash brother here in Philadelphia. That should be fun, man. It should be absolutely fun. What's up, Elijah? What's happening, man? We just need someone better than Tucker for starter. Then I'm satisfied. PJ Tucker is not really here to be a starter, and I've talked about this before. The one thing I wanted Daryl Morey to get was a dynamic wing, because I love this lineup of Joel, Tobias. Obviously, the three is the biggest concern. To Tyrese Maxey and James Harden. I would have loved to get some sort of a dynamic three, even getting an Eric Gordon, starting him at the three, getting a little bit of a rotation. Obviously, you saw the way it was handled last year. You saw Danny Green getting starts, Matisse Thybulle getting starts, but neither one of those players got the significant amount of minutes. PJ Tucker is here for a rotation. You're probably going to see him play the 5, the 4, maybe some 3. But how can you really hate what he brings to this basketball? You cannot tell me that we've had a PJ Tucker on this basketball team over the past couple of years. Maybe Jimmy Butler is the closest thing to that. But he's providing you defense. He's providing you toughness. I just mentioned that rebounding sequence from last year, and that's what you're going to get from him. He's going to push every single player on this basketball team. And who knows? Maybe Daryl Morey does get that nice wing player at the trade deadline. Who knows? But I don't understand how anyone can hate the PJ Tucker move. What's up, Kata? What's happening, man? You could take Furkan out of Philly, but you can't take Philly out of Furkan. Furkan's gonna Furk guys up. I absolutely love it. I don't know what to expect from Furkan this year. I don't know what to expect from even Shake Milton. And someone brought up Shake Milton the other day. What do you think is going to happen to him? I'm being honest. You might get some dead minutes from him here and there. I mean, dude, there's guys who might not make this team that you might be surprised at. I mean, there's a lot of love for Isaiah Joe as well. I don't even know if he can even make this roster. It's going to be freaking crazy to see what happens. The camp's going to be fun. It's going to be down in South Carolina as well, which makes it even more interesting. First time that we've done this. I literally was in Atlantic City on Labor Day. I was walking by they call it the Coliseum, the pier, whatever it is. They used to play preseason games there. The Sixers used to play preseason in Atlantic City against the Brooklyn Nets or New Jersey Nets at the time. And I missed that. But I like the destination. preseason training camp. Get away from here. Get away from distraction. Get away from the Philadelphia media. Go worry about the game. Go worry about getting better. And I think that's the best possible situation. But Sixers are in a good spot. We're going to continue to talk more about the Sixers. We're getting closer to the season. Obviously, with the Eagles and the Union and the Phillies, we're obviously going to worry about them the most and just emphasize those teams the most. But it is a lot of fun what's going on with our Sixers, and we're hoping for some more. But, guys, stay tuned for some more content. That's going to do it for Sixers Talk Live. Appreciate you guys checking in real quick, and we'll talk very soon. And, as always, go Philly Sports.